We don't keep the people waiting. How's that sound? Adam can join us in a couple of minutes. That work for you? Let us know if you're good.
We're live.
We're live, okay. Welcome tonight, Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, to the Finance Board meeting. And we will kick it off with a call to order. I guess we do have a quorum. We have our newest member, Emilio Dunn, with us. Adam will be a bit tardy, probably stuck in that infamous Boston traffic if he's coming from the South Shore. I imagine it's a mess right now. But we will begin these budget meetings with our first victim.
Thank you.
The library department. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm always a big fan of the library. I'm an avid reader, so I don't get a chance to go over there, but I do love to read because knowledge is power. So you have the floor. Take it away.
Okay, I'm just testing this.
Is the green
Oh,
button is
no.
on?
The light's not on at all on that one.
It's not on at
We
all.
can swap it up.
Yeah, it might need a different one.
Hold it.
Am I missing a packet?
Are you missing a
Yeah,
packet?
do you have packets printed for this one? or-
No, it came electronically to us.
Oh, I missed that.
That one has to be, yeah.
Hey, you-
Okay.
Power button is at the
All
bottom
right.
of the page.
Yes, I hear myself. Okay. Okay. Hi. Just to introduce myself for those who don't know me, I am Darcy Lepore. I'm the library director. I've been the director for 8 years, and I'm pretty familiar with this process by now. Behind me are a few of my very supportive trustees. We've got our chair, Jan Dempsey, our treasurer, Laurel Pahalski. We have Lee Thomas, who served as chair for several years as well. So I'll dive into what I've submitted for the budget in a second, but any questions off the bat? Anything?
Well, if you want to start with our questions, okay.
I'm happy to just answer anything you have before I dive into. I'm pretty much just going to go over my submission and then answer
Okay.
questions from that too. So
If you want to go that way, we're happy to oblige. I'm just flexible as you wouldn't believe. So
Okay.
Let's start the questioning at this end of the table, the right-hand side, and with Brian. Brian, you have the floor.
Brian, I know you.
Darcy, it's nice to see you again.
Yes. Hi.
First of all, I've read through your narrative and your charts. Very well done, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
the information. Secondly, I'd like to thank you and your team, and of course, the board of directors that help you run the library. It's a very well-deserved thank you for that, so thank you. My question is real simple. You have indicated in your narrative that there was the dues have increased quite a bit, 29%.
Yes.
I was just wondering if you could just kind of explain how that works and how the dues support your operation.
Yes. So we are part of a larger consortium called the Merrimack Valley Library Consortium. And every year they do a calculation based on basically increasing needs because our dues support everything that they do. So it supports their services to us, like if they come out and do technology visits. It supports any troubleshooting. It supports their own salaries, things like that. But dues also support other services to the individual towns, kind of like so I have a chart. I don't know. Did you get this chart about what
No,
the
ma'am.
library is?
Oh,
Oh,
ma'am, I do not have that, but
I can give you copies. So it gives you a breakdown of what each library in the consortium owes. You can do that? Thank you, Laurel. Yes. So they
Thank you, ma'am.
are trying to match up with other consortiums in the area and increase services. There's also, oh, yes, because Adam's coming. They are also planning to do a migration to a new integrated library system, which is the service we use to check in and check out books, which is costly. And then they're also planning to migrate from Microsoft to a Google Workspace, which is also costly. So they've taken all of that into consideration. But what I've highlighted is the operating assessment. And I did put 23,300 just because I wrote that out before the official vote from the director membership group was taken. That's about what I thought it would be. So, hopefully that answers a little
Well,
bit.
I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that this is a fee that the library pays to this consortium
Yes.
to gain access to their expertise in whatever arena that you need their help in, whether it's technology,
Yes.
things of that nature, and they base that math upon some formulation or formula
Yes.
that you are privy to. The math works out based
Yes.
on
We
what
use-
you know to be true?
Yes, we use a lot of their technology resources rather than using the town's resources. So that saves the town money.
Okay.
So that's our reasoning. Also, being part of the library consortium allows us to easily be in connection with other libraries, do interlibrary loan, and help other patrons from other towns when needed. So there are a lot of benefits. It's just an increase in dues is very rare. In fact, last year it decreased a little bit, but this year it unfortunately increased. You can see that we did get a little bit of a discount in the in the shaded column, which only applies to small libraries, which is very nice for us. And I will be covering the e-content assessment with our materials fund because it counts for that. So really, it is only the highlighted part.
Okay, and then my last question is the library board is fully supportive of you and the library being part of this consortium. They support that venture wholeheartedly, and
Yeah, I believe so. I believe over the past few years, it's something that we've realized we needed. There were times when we weren't as connected to the consortium, and we really did suffer for it.
yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm asking is because, I
Yeah.
mean, my ignorance to the process as to what the library process is, it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah,
But at the same time, the board that you report to, they need to be supportive, and I just want to know what
yes.
your position was and how they were, and it appears that they are. So,
And of course, it is the people who watch this, the tax voters who are voting for this, so they should understand it as well.
okay, that's the only question I had, so thank you.
Yeah.
Emilio, you're up.
All right, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate the write-up as well, and clear and concise goals, right? I really, really do appreciate this, and bringing the numbers for the consortium as well, and the dues required there. On the note of the consortium, a question, oh, sorry, I should probably bring this closer. A question that I would have, first and foremost, is, when it comes to the amount of the dues, is that in relation to our size or comparative to the other towns that are part of this as well, or how is that calculated?
Yeah, a lot of it has to
Significantly
do
smaller.
with population.
Okay.
Some of it has to do with calculating our circulation numbers. So it's kind of a formula of calculating the circulation and population. So our circulation has actually increased over the past few years, and that's reflected in the number.
Okay, so it's a combination of things. And in terms of the increase that we're seeing, as I'm assuming, it's probably the same 29% for everybody else, I would assume, in terms of the increase from last year to this year of the dues? Or is that,
Most of the libraries, yes. I think some libraries actually had to face it last year, and then they're doing the other part this year so that it wasn't a burden on every single library at once.
yeah.
Yeah.
And has anyone pushed back on the consortium on, just like we have with the school budget, for example, right? Have we pushed back on the consortium for, what their needs truly are? And for example, when you mentioned going from Microsoft to Google, usually Google's the cheaper one of the two. And I work in tech, so it's.
Yeah.
I guess, is this something that any of the other towns have questioned or we've reached out to on that front?
So some towns are staying, for example, with Microsoft, but they have to start using town resources. So that would be more of a burden on the town.
Gotcha.
So we would still be paying the dues, but then I would have to ask for additional technology funds to pay for staying with Microsoft.
Right, so the dues are basically non-negotiable with the.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just like one of the things that
Yep.
that stays, and I'm hoping next year they just kind of calm down a bit.
Or maybe go backwards. Yeah, you definitely understood there. And so that makes sense on the dues. And do we generally feel that we're getting what we need and the dues are worth what we're putting into them through the consortium?
I will say the consortium is very responsive, very knowledgeable. They have it's not a big staff, but they have very knowledgeable tech people on staff. So whenever we do have questions, they're there to answer right away. We have a tech person on staff who comes in and will install our hardware. So it can get kind of dicey with our networking. Our staff networking is all through the consortium as well.
Gotcha.
So, our Comcast, our internet, all of that. So it's important to make sure that we have that service.
Yeah, understood there. I ask as I see there's a blessing and a curse of having everyone around us also be part of it. That means that,
Yes.
number one, there's probably a reason, but I want to make sure
Yes.
that it's, not taken advantage of in terms of the cost piece of it, but that makes sense.
Yes.
The next question I had was, I saw the materials increased by 9% as well. What gives on the increase on the materials? Sorry, you might have written it somewhere inside there, but.
So every year the materials increases, well, it's 19% of the operating budget. So it's increased this way because last year we moved a part-time position to a full-time position. And this full-time position, very beneficial. He's a technology specialist, which is something we really needed. He's been serving the community very well. But that increased our operating budget, which means that will increase our materials.
Gotcha.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
by statute, they have to spend a certain percentage of their budget on materials
Right.
based on the operating budget, or they lose the certification.
Yes.
Which they did a few years back by accident.
Okay.
Yes.
To avoid that.
Yeah,
It's-
now we're very mindful that that number
Yep.
meets the requirements to keep
Right.
their.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
so that's a percentage
unfortunately.
of the other part. So when you get a 29% increase in one area, it can affect that too.
Yeah,
That
it's
makes sense.
unfortunately a Mass General law, and if we lose certification, say someone from West Newbury can't come out and check a book from us.
Right.
Like, we can't lend out to Merrimack.
Right.
Or, you know.
Yeah, we
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
And if I recall, it was a major pain in the backside to get it recertified once you lost it, right?
Yeah, because you have to do, it's not just the paperwork, you have to make sure you are spending the required materials amount, but if you don't get state aid that year, that makes it exponentially harder.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense and great explanation for why the 9% increase there. So appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the question.
What's that? Adam, we'll just skip you for now in reference and deference, just so you came in late. Maybe Melissa, we'll skip right to Melissa, come back to you. Then she may
It's not
have
gonna be a long
everything.
skip
Okay.
because, I don't have much, we kind of touched upon, you know, the needs, the reason for adding the additional 3 hours for the librarian, the materials increase, which is due to just regulatory requirements that
Yeah,
you know, we have to abide by. And I appreciate the conversation that, you know, came up with the dues and how, if we weren't part of it, how much more would be needed from the town to continue to operate the
yes.
library the way that it operates now. So I think I'm good with my questions.
Thank you, Melissa. Adam, you're up.
Yeah,
Here, we can share.
all right, excellent. And I apologize for my tardiness.
Oh,
Traffic on School Street for some particular is backed all the way up. to-
Yeah, everyone's been saying that.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
The opposite way to get here.
But I just, and excuse me if you already answered it, but.
It's okay.
With the dues, do you see that stabilizing at that level, or?
I am-
would you be preparing for another jump in the future?
I am hoping that it is stabilizing. They don't give us a forecast, but
Could you go back into history and, when was the last really big jump?
I could probably. I will say last year I forget if you were here when I said it, last year they decreased.
Okay.
And then this year was the increase. If they had done it kind of in steps, it would make a little bit more sense to everybody, but that is not what happened.
I'd be curious to see, the past 15 years, what did it do?
Yes,
I've been on the board for, I don't know, 15 years. probably.
yeah,
I've never seen a jump like this.
Okay.
It's been a big jump.
yeah.
What would you say the average jump, or
Like,
are we talking like 5 or 10% floating?
even less than.
Usually, yeah, but
Three to five.
between 3 and 5, yeah. So this is
Kind of,
this is rare. This is very rare.
I think they're doing catch-up.
Yes, they are doing catch up, and then I am hoping it will stabilize. But again, we have a board of trustees that's very supportive. So hopefully, if anything isn't doable, which we're hoping it is, we will try to work with the finance board as well.
That's all I have. Thank you.
I'm using my time very sparingly. So, basically, the dues provide us with multilateral services between all the libraries listed.
Many
Like in the old
services,
day when you
yes.
had Boston Public Library card, you had access to all kinds of libraries all over the state. So that's a huge advantage to the residents because, especially students who require larger libraries, maybe with more facilities, they can go to larger libraries and still get access. The 23 now, if you look over the line, what's the other 7,700 and the total amount you owe? Why is it 30,000? What is that line? Is it not needed? Is
Let
that
me
why
try
we
to open.
disregarded?
See what's going on here. Oh, yes, the e-content. So I will take that out of materials because it's basically ebooks and audiobooks from Libby and Overdrive, and those count as library materials that I can spend that way. And we are actually, we're still purchasing physical materials, but we are increasingly moving toward digital materials. So I have purchased even more than that for the e-content, and it's been going, the circulation of those has been going very well, so.
Now, is this consortium upgrading technologies in these libraries to make it more efficient for the end user?
Yes,
So
they
is that-
do.
Would you say that's maybe the biggest contributing factor to the dues going up, is the technological advances and implementations that are being done throughout the library consortium to upgrade their technological capabilities?
They are, in parts, increasing technology capabilities. Yes, so they just updated our Wi-Fi to the newest available, and we do get our Wi-Fi and our staff network from MVLC, the consortium. And, you know, it's always ensured that it's secure. They're very, very safe with it. And they also, though we pay for the hardware, they will actually do the research on the hardware, like computers and things like that, that we need to upgrade for patron use. So, for example, we just replaced 3 older computers for the library patrons, and now we're pretty much up to date with that. But a lot of it is the service of installation as well. So it's the research, it's the installation, and I always bring all of that information to the Board of Trustees, and we look over the prices and everything, and then it's either a yay or nay, but it helps us a lot because the people who do technology at the consortium are very, very knowledgeable. So,
Good. I'm a big value guy. Anybody that knows me knows I'm all about value. I'd rather spend $10 than $1 if I'm going to get the better value out of my $10 than I would out of my buck, you know?
yeah.
So, show of hands, you've got half of your library trustees with you. Do you believe this is a really good value for the town? Yes or no? Hands? Yes. Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you very much. Any follow-up questions, Brian?
Yeah, I do have a quick follow-up question.
Yes.
I'll try to be as brief and descriptive as I can.
Yep.
With the library system, including ours, moving to the digitalization of media, whether it's books, movies that you
Yeah.
would rent out, audio, that type of stuff. In dealing with the consortium, do you have to, in other words, if you were to buy a hardcover book right now and put it into the library, over and done with,
Yes.
but if that book is digitized, is there any funding or any costs associated beyond the fact that if you bought that book, even though it's digital, you buy it once, is it over and done with, or is there an ongoing revolving fee with the digital? Because I know if you buy school books digitally, some schools use digital books, they pay fees every year to access those because those may change slightly, the information on them. My concern is, would you be running into that, or does the consortium kind of quell that down so that doesn't happen? Just don't understand that.
So when it comes to the ones, so the second column from the right, they take care of that, that part. So they'll assess whether it's circulating, whether it is, and some e-content you could purchase and have it forever. Some publishers don't let you do that. Some publishers will let you have it for, say, 2 years, and then you have to reassess. So those, I do, granted, I did just start purchasing the e-content on my own last year, so I haven't run into this quite yet, but I will be assessing what I've purchased last year.
So with that thought process in place, there's really no difference between if you bought an actual hard copy book versus the digital copy. That assessment would still come up even if you bought the hard copy book?
Yep, there's always an assessment of hard copy books as well.
All right, no, you answered my question, and thank you very much. I have no more, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Emilio, any follow-up?
Good here.
Michelle, any follow-up? Adam? We thank you for your time. We thank you for everything you do for the community, for the library. It doesn't always come out in words and in deeds, in actions, but want you to know that this board stands behind you and all the work you do, and is very grateful for everything you do for the town and for the community. And thank you for your presentation. It was awesome, and we hope to be able to meet your needs.
Thank you for having us.
Well, after last night's
What? All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, and thank you all for what you do.
Thank you.
Hard to swallow, let me tell you, brother. But then again, every year, though.
We've agreed on for
We are in luck. So Colin, thank you so much. First of all, I hope you were watching, because somehow the assessors came in on a night where I was unavailable, and I somehow missed that. So I was hoping we didn't have a lot of empty space there to kill. So I'm glad
Thank you,
you,
Colin.
So this is a slightly updated version from the one that was submitted, because some of our borrowing stuff changed, and we were waiting on retirement numbers as well, so just wanted to have you have the most updated version.
all right. So we are now meeting with the representatives from the Water and Sewer Committee. Representative is Colin
Stokes?
Stokes. I should know that.
Oh, come on, Bill.
I know. You know, I'm terrible with names. He'll tell you.
First name?
This is the way I
Your first name, Bill?
This is Sarah. This is the way I nickname all the kids in the Little League, because I can never remember their names, so I give them all nicknames. I can remember their nicknames
Yeah.
because I gave them to them. But how's Jack doing? Excited for baseball?
Yep, just started evals, and they're doing like Sunday pickup stuff in Salisbury, so.
Oh, good.
Good.
I can't wait. All right, Colin, take it away, or Sarah, take it away, whichever one you want to jump in first.
All right, yeah, I mean, as usual, our budget's pretty straightforward. This year, I mean, I'm sure you've heard, our rates are going up because we are in the middle of this treatment facility project. That being said, if you take away the increase in the capital expense line, which is that fee that's on every bill strictly for water main replacement, our budget is actually lower, would actually be lower than it was last year. So even in these trying times of knowing your rates are going up, our budget is still extremely fiscally responsible.
That it? Okay.
Usually we just answer questions.
Hey, well, you know what, some departments, some boards come in here and they have a presentation, they want to go over their mission statement, their goals, their accomplishments, so we always try to give them as much latitude as they can to, you know, pat themselves on the back or, you know, tell the town what they've been able to do in the past year and what their goals are in the future year, and, So, but if you're comfortable with that, then we can open up the questioning.
I mean, I do have a couple things to share that are hot off the press.
I had to go for it.
We did just learn that we were accepted into the state revolving fund for another $15 million towards the treatment plant.
Excuse me, what was the number again?
15 million.
15 million, thank
And
you.
you wanted to hold this
Well,
information
it's-
for what?
So it's,
Wait, you were hoping if, at the end, in case it didn't go well, you could throw this ace in, you
well,
know?
like anything with the government, there's like a million steps in order to get to the finish line. We're in what's called the draft phase of the process. So
Yeah.
now that, next month, they'll hold like a public meeting where basically people lower on the list can try to argue their way up the list. I feel, and the consultants feel like we're pretty secure. We're not like the cutoff man at the bottom. We are dealing with PFAS and iron and manganese, which are items that the state revolving fund focuses on. So we're feeling pretty good. It is the third time that we've been accepted into the program. Unfortunately, the prior two times, we weren't at the phase required to be able to actually get the money. You need plans in hand in order for them to say, okay, here's the money. So this time we'll be able to accept it. So worst case scenario, that means we'll save about $300,000 a year in interest payments. So over 20 years, that's $6 million. So it's not a small number. I feel pretty accomplished with getting that. Understandably, we still have to spend an enormous amount of money to build this thing, but we're going to continue to look for all funding sources in any way that we can lower the burden on the residents to pay for it.
Great, great. Any other great news you're holding in your pocket?
No other
Shoes waiting?
multi-million
Come out
dollar
later?
thing in my pocket, no.
Okay, all righty. Just want to make sure. All set?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we'll open up the question on the left side of the table. This time it's with Melissa. You have the floor.
Obviously, we all want clean water, so we all understand the importance of spending this enormous amount of money. In terms of the increases that you have for wages, how many of those are contractual? Are all of them contractual based?
All of them, I don't have a contract. I am a
Yep.
town hall employee, but
All your operators?
the operators, those are contractual obligations. Yeah, obviously, the overtime is directly dependent upon,
the wage
on
rate.
what the
Yep.
operators make, so.
Then I think in terms of like health and retirement, I think, everyone is seeing that same situation, whether it be here at town hall, at the school district, at any corporate level. We're all being hit with these very large increases.
Yeah, and those
Yeah,
numbers,
so-
I get them from Rebecca, who gets them from GIC, and unfortunately, it is what it is. I'd love there to be a different option, but that's what we have right now.
That was just that was my question, the one question.
Adam?
Yeah, pretty cut and dry on this, just kind of projecting out into the future. Do you see, when this water treatment plant comes online, additional personnel to operate it?
So part of the initial feasibility study that we had done, I think I started this in 2019, was when the first study we did. We will need to bring on one additional operator, just because we will need to dedicate significantly more man-hours to that plant than what we're already doing now. So that has been all rolled into all of our projections going forward for our rate increases and all that.
Perfect. I've got nothing else.
Okay, Emilio, you're up.
This would just be because I'm naive to this, but the bond interest and debt service fees going up, is that just a matter of the rate that we got for a bond, or how are the debt service fees going up so much?
Yep, so that last year, we borrowed, or this year, I guess it would be, $3.5 million for design, permitting, and engineering for the plant. So that's kind of like phase one of our 40, whatever million dollars it is that's gonna cost us. So last town meeting, we got authorized to borrow the full amount to do the whole project. But phase one, you don't wanna borrow money to build it until you have the plans that tell
Right.
you what you're building. So that big jump was the starting payments towards that $3.5 million.
Gotcha. And so should we expect this to probably go up again next year if?
So we won't be in construction next year. The money that you see here, it will probably be similar, like
Okay.
replicable to this.
Yeah,
The loans that we get for construction won't start, like that 15 million that I just spoke about that we got, the payments for that don't start until like 2030 or 2031.
gotcha.
So we're our rate study lays out a plan for us to incrementally bring up our rates and put a bunch of money in the bank so that when that first loan payment comes, we can take money out of the bank and offset that first loan payment, to kind of lessen the blow as we go along.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's all I had for questions.
All right. Brian?
Okay, hold on to your seats, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank you both for the narrative and the charts that you have provided. The information is very well received, so thank you for that. Secondly, good luck with your meeting on March 2nd, when you officially release the rates as to what they will be. I concur with my colleague at the other end of the table, and I actually had said this last night at the meeting of the school board. Water is very important to this town, as it is in every town. If we don't have clean, drinkable water, in essence, we don't have a town. So any money that the school or any other municipality or any services within the municipality means nothing if we can't drink our water. So it's very important. So anyway, with that being said, I read through everything. Everything makes sense to me. There's nothing outrageous. I look forward to your meeting on the 2nd so we can finalize the rates. The gentleman that you had doing his dissertation on the rate increases and all that, kind of high level, I thought, for the normal consumer to understand it. I think that is the only scare point to convince your rate users as to be more acceptable of it. Because I am myself, for transparency, I'm also a rate user. So I see the iron, I see the manganese in my water, the PFAS, obviously I don't see that, but you guys are the experts, I have to believe it's there. So whatever you and your department does to resolve that can only better us as a town. The only thing I'll say beyond that is the school budget is one of those sticking points in the town. Even though that you, as an entity, get your income from the rate users, when people go vote, they're gonna look at these two things that cost millions of dollars, and they're gonna try to figure out, okay, where do we wanna put our money? And if I was a betting man, like I said before, water is far more important than the school is. Just because it just is, you can't have a community without the water. So I don't fear that as much, but I think just to make you aware of it, that you have a competitor against you for the funds, even though that comes to you in two separate modes, but the voter has to decide, where do I want to spend my money? I personally feel the water department needs what they need to do what they need to provide us clean water. Beyond that, everything I see in front of me makes sense. I'm sure my colleagues, if they find anything additional, obviously we'll discuss it. And anything that really needs any addressing, we'll go through the town administrator back to you. But again, thank you for all that you do, and, good luck on your March 2nd meeting.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, will you also be providing, I think someone had asked you, Colin, will you be providing the drawings for the facility at that same meeting?
Yeah, so, yes.
Okay.
Our consultants will be there, we'll be reviewing the plans.
Okay.
They are also online on our website if you want to look at them
Oh,
ahead
they
of time.
already are there, okay.
And all the rate study stuff is also on our website as well.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you both. I'm done, sir.
All right, sir. Wow. Who came
Well,
in?
you're the chair.
Have the type of filtration been determined?
Yep, so we did what's called a pilot study. So we had a mini filtration trailer come in, and they take a proportionate size hose, essentially, of water, run it into a trailer, and they test different filter media to see what would be optimal for what Groveland has in our water. So we did that last September, maybe. We got the report back, so we're gonna use GAC, which is granular activated carbon. That will remove the PFAS, and then it'll go through green sand filtration, which will remove the iron and manganese. And it will actually go, the iron and manganese will come out first, because that artificially clogs the GAC, which is expensive to replace, so you basically can't use GAC unless you get rid of the iron and manganese first, so. We've already figured out what, what brand we're gonna use. I don't know it off the top of my head, but we know what brand, how thick the beds will be, what the different stratifications of material will be, and all that good stuff, so.
So it's not, you're not using membrane technology, you're
Now,
using...
there will be some inline bag filtration to get, any larger debris that might cause problems down the filtration stream, but there's no membrane in the plant.
Now, have you contracted with a company, Siemens, GE?
Not yet. It will be, has to go out to bid, so we'll see. I know you have some background in that sort of stuff, so.
Yeah, unfortunately. Did you guys get the opportunity to look into what they used to call, I think they still call them booze, build own operates, where a company like GE would come in, they would build the facility, they would own the facility, and they would operate the facility, and typically with a 25 to 30-year lease agreement, so they'd have a revenue stream, and then the town gets billed and we turn on the tap. You don't turn on the tap, you don't get a bill. Did you guys look into that at all as an
Not
option?
really. We looked into the opportunity to purchase water from Haverhill, and that ended up being twice as expensive over what's considered the useful life of the plant. It was 2 times as expensive to just open a valve and get water from Haverhill. And then we wouldn't have any control over anything that they were doing.
Yeah,
Right now, it's great. We pump all our sewage to them. We gladly pay them to take it and
yep.
do what they do.
yep.
But financially, in the long run, it was a better option to own it, operate it, and maintain it on our own, so.
Yeah, I never disagreed with the decision to not go with Haverhill, because during a severe drought, that could put us in a very compromising situation.
Yeah.
Where we're no longer in control of our own destiny. Have you figured out annual maintenance costs on a technology like this and what it would run?
Yeah, so there's, I don't have it off the top of my head, obviously, but
Yeah, yeah,
it was,
ballpark.
the O&M figures were rolled into all of the operational costs rolling forward for the rates, so it was taken into account.
Okay. All right, I don't think I have any other questions. Follow-ups, Melissa, Adam, Emilio?
Nada.
Ryan?
Nope, again, just thank you.
Yeah, again, thank you for your time, everything you do for the town. I know some of the residents in this town are really looking forward to water that's clean and clear on a consistent basis. Some of them just don't have it right now. I know it's not your fault. You're doing the best you can, but you're dealing with a very old and aging system that, needs upgrades, but what water system in this part of the country does not need upgrades at this point? I mean,
Not a single one of them, so.
yeah, we're just glad we didn't live in Winthrop where that plow went through that sinkhole
Sinkhole.
yesterday.
Yep.
Because I imagine there's still some wooden sewer
yeah.
lines in those towns, so. But appreciate everything, and thank you for your time, your efforts, and look forward to seeing you in the baseball field pretty soon.
Very
If
good.
you ever get rid of the snow.
Right?
And again, thank you for everything that you did for the SRF also.
Thank you.
That's a big piece, so thank you.
It is. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we just have the town treasurer and collector. We don't have any minutes to go over because Mark wasn't not at the last meeting, but he typically does watch the meetings and kind of put together some minutes. But he's not here today, so I imagine he's tied up somewhere else. We don't have any minutes to go over right now. But we can use this time to plan our next meeting, which is, as far as I can tell, would be March 11th, 2026. That would be also a Wednesday night, I believe, at 5 o'clock. If everybody's good with that, then we can confirm that right now.
March 11th.
That would be Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 at 5 o'clock. And that would be,
Rebecca is gonna present her version of the finalized operation.
she would give us she'll give us the omnibus, and that we potentially vote on it at that meeting. We all good with that?
Putting it in the calendar.
Melissa, I know you're always, because of travel conflicts with your other half. You what?
Oh, oh, no.
Oh, you'll get out. You'll be, courts don't work after 1 o'clock, so you'll be gone long before then.
Tentative, assuming I have no.
Yeah, I know you always have that one issue with your better half travels times. Still waiting for those basketball tickets, but we won't say anything about those. Let's move on.
Mr. Chair, I'm good.
You good? Emilio?
Good
I know
here.
you're a traveler too, I guess.
Always, yeah, the next week and the week after that, but not that week, so that's good.
Good. And Adam, you're always around, like me. So we'll knock that off. We do not have minutes right now, so we'll go to other items not reasonably anticipated at time of posting. Brian, you have anything for us?
No,
No.
nothing right now.
Okay. Emilio?
No, nothing from me.
Adam?
I can give you, I know we had talked about the CPC projects at the last meeting.
Oh,
Give you a little update on that if you'd like.
sure, why not? We've got time to,
There was a project for additional trail enhancements that has been withdrawn because they were able to rework the budget in the project they have open to include what they wanted to include. So that project has been withdrawn. And then the other one, we were in conversations about the Pines lighting. That was a substantial cost to that. And we were having some discussions of whether we were gonna bond it or wait or do it. It looks like we're going to move forward with the engineering of it, so we can have, a set of plans to get some hard pricing on, and then decide what to do with it at that. So that is gonna be resubmitted as a lesser amount to just cover the engineering costs. And then as far as voting on the projects, we have our meeting on March 9th is one, and then we have here on the 23rd, we'll be voting on the project. So at our following meeting, I believe is gonna be the 25th, for the finance board, we can vote those.
awesome. Brian, anything?
I think
No,
we're
sir, I'm
going
all set.
that way. Yeah, I'm good, good.
Melissa, anything? Well, you just gave it, so you're all good. The Pines lighting, did you guys ever talk to the Grosvenor Light?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in conjunction with that, they were.
We actually have a meeting next Tuesday to finalize the scope of the engineering and see how much of what they want to participate.
Yeah, I know when,
They were willing to participate, but they didn't want to really commit to anything till after it was engineered, so they know what they were committing to.
yeah, fair enough. I know when Mike
But they
Cloutier,
did want to play ball and help.
yeah, I know when Mike Cloutier ran that, and we were putting lights down at Washington, they were very instrumental in helping us get those lights down there, because they were always looking to buy poles, so they just added on, the poles they needed for Washington Park.
And that's
Lowered their price.
That's what we, on the original
Bulk.
scope of the project, we had figured if they were to be able to provide the poles, it would have saved almost $250,000 on the project.
Yep,
And they were entertaining that, but again, the heights of the poles, the size, there's still a lot of unfigured out.
yeah, I imagine the poles down the Pines have to be much higher than the ones down
65
Washington,
feet.
because they're bigger ball players and they'll hit the ball a little higher. I know Mike and I actually went to a couple of different ballparks to look at the folks that were selling. They couldn't use the lights they had, but after a lot of negotiation, Mike figured that it was just, it wasn't money well spent. It was better spent getting new equipment, and then,
The technology's
Daly
always
did a-
improving too.
yeah, Bill Daly did a lot of help in putting that up too, so, well, that's good. Hello, Mark, how are
Thank you for
you?
showing up.
You're early, yes,
Ooh, I'm not the latest one yet.
sure. And you're good?
enough space.
Yeah. Yeah, we started at 5, but we're just waiting on the town treasurer and collector. She was due at 6:30. Water and sewer figured out, they must have been probably watching. Yeah, maybe she is, yeah.
Did you start?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I took the agenda, it's at 6, sorry, I wasn't here last meeting.
Yeah,
No, these ones are the early ones.
Yeah,
that kill
that
us.
makes sense, I misread that, sorry.
no, these, the budget meetings really are the tough ones for all of us. But in order not to make the town employees be here or have it just a hugely long extended day, we try to meet them halfway, so those of us that work try to blow out early. Those of us that don't have, we work from home, we can manage that. Other than that, we try to have the meetings a little later.
Yeah,
Make it more convenient.
definitely.
Hello, how are you? Never better. So, I'm glad you were able to make it early. I know the designated time was a little later, so hopefully this works out much better for you, so then you're not here all night. So today we have Michelle Began, the treasurer and collector for the town of Groveland. So I will let you have the floor and take it away.
Well, my budget is pretty
You just
simple.
hit the mic.
Yeah, because you know
I
what?
can't hear you out in outer space.
If not, we'll start getting phone calls and nasty text messages saying we can't hear her.
Okay.
The man behind the screen will come on.
Yeah, well,
The
it's
man in the
just,
sky will start yelling.
yeah. People saying, what did she say? Be like one of those Verizon commercials.
Well, good evening. Thank you for having me. My budget this year is pretty straightforward. There's only a couple budget changes besides the 2% salary increases. I increased the tax title expenses since I started in this position, which is about 4 years now. I've been trying to clean up all the tax title accounts that we've had. Most of them are old, in the 90s. Most of them are land of low value. But there's a lot of work that has to happen, and you have to pay lawyer fees, and you have to take the court fees, and then some of them are we have to take out a text title and put them back in because they're marked as owners unknown, and you have to get permission from the state back before 2015 to do that. I can't find any records that they did that, so now I have to disclaim and then retake them. So every time you do that, it's $105, so $210 per parcel. There's probably like 5 or 6 of them I have to do that too, so I've been holding off on those because my line item, I can't do it. Not that big. So I've been, every year I try to increase it. It doesn't always happen, but that's where we are with that. And then the other one is our education line. Last fiscal year, the Massachusetts Collectors Treasurers Association went up in their costs. So it used to be very low, like $50 to go to annual school. Now it's like $250 per person, and then you stay, on site for 3 days. This year, Donna and I both were testing, so that means we test on Friday, so it would be an extra night. So I think as of right now, I have like maybe $100 left in this fiscal year, so we definitely would go over that when we test for next fiscal year. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, we'll open up the questioning on the left side. Melissa, you have the floor.
I want to go first.
Well, I'm trying to be equal,
For tax title, how many do we have roughly? Are we talking
We have 21.
21 properties?
From when I started, it was over 30, 35, 36.
Okay.
So I've gotten that down. Some a couple got paid off. We just accepted a deed of in lieu of foreclosure on a property we plan on sell it on this warrant coming up for FY '27.
So we're seeing progress, it's slow.
It's a very slow process, especially since a lot of the old ones.
So you're going in and out of the state to make sure that proper notices have happened?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's my only question.
Mark, floor is yours.
I don't have anything, thanks.
Adams, floor is yours.
I know, just looking through this, I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. But that postage expense line, is there any way in this day and age to do some of this electronically and, be able to cut that down?
Unfortunately, no.
All right.
So in the state of Massachusetts, we can't make people receive electronic bills. They can, and we don't even have the ability to do that, but you have to legally send them a copy of their bill.
Is it something where you could opt into it? And,
Yeah.
maybe
Well-
that gets half the people say, just email it to me and don't send me the paper?
There's no way to track that, though.
They don't have this service right now.
So we have like, what, 2,600 bills that go out? So our Vadar system would not be able to track who would send an electric version. We do have a new payment processing system coming on, but even they wouldn't track that. You could sign up and they can send a copy of an email reminder that you have a bill, that's a new bill waiting for you, so you can go in and view it.
So it's additional, not replacement.
Correct.
It's not like an E option. Gotcha.
No.
That's all I've got.
Okay, the floor is yours now.
Yeah, that was a fantastic question. I think we got our answer. I suppose on that front, there's really not much else to it. No, I don't think I have any other questions.
Floor is yours, Brian.
To tag on to what Adam had just asked of you, I think it's imperative that well, first of all, the narrative that you provided in the chart's very helpful, so thank you for that, first and foremost. But going back to what Adam had asked about electronic responses, I think that's a very important thing that I think your office needs to really consider and look into. And if you got to work with the town administrator to find ways to do that, I think it's imperative. And I'll give you an example why. Right now, if I come in to pay my, my property tax bill, I physically come in, I get the bill, I get the check, I give it to either you or your office worker, the bill gets stamped, it says paid. 30 days later, in the old days, when the banks would provide your checks back to you, or they take a picture of it, I see on the back all of the appropriate routing information, knowing that went in. That's my proof that I paid you. Without that, I can't come to you with my bill pay for my bank or anything else and say to you, if I get a letter from your office saying you didn't pay your tax bill or you didn't pay your excise bill, you don't accept that as proof of payment. The back of the check is proof of payment. I think that's very important that your office finds a way to provide that information back as more and more people do their billing electronically. I know myself personally, I mean, I just sent out a very big excise bill to the office, and obviously I would just pay my tax bill. I get no stamp, I'm old school. There's nothing telling me that it got paid and you accepted that payment against that bill or whatever. And I think it's very important that we find a way to have that functionality brought in, whether there's a way to do it through software upgrades, maybe Rebecca can find things, I don't know. All I know is that I think it's very important. I think that's something that your office should really look into.
So you want a copy of,
No, just a simple email back, going back to what
Oh.
Adam said, that when you take my check and bill and you say, this got paid, when you hit paid, a little window pops up and says, do you want to send an email back to the sender that we received your payment? Button, done, right? Now granted, I mean, it sounds easy, I know technologically it may not
sounds
be.
expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
We were focused on reducing the expense.
well, no, the point is that there is a need to have that cost in place, because at the end of the day, like I said, if someone paid their bill electronically, whether it's through the system that the town provides for us, or we use our bill pay through our banking system, unless we get something back saying that it was paid, town could say, you never paid the bill.
But if you pay it online through their system, you get a receipt back that it was paid.
Well, I don't pay through their system, I
I'm just
pay.
saying though, like, if you go online and pay a bill through the system online, it does
Yeah.
send you a receipt.
Yeah.
It'll say print.
Well, when I pay mine through my bill pay, through my bank, I keep a copy of what that is, and that just gives me the information stating that the payment got sent. I do not go into the bank or the system that the town has, because you have to give them access to your account, and most people won't do that for fraud protection. So you get this, difference of how do you get that information
So are
back?
you saying that in the situation where you use bill pay, you'd like an automatic receipt that it was received?
No. If I send my bill to the town electronically through my bill pay, through my
Bill pay,
bank,
Yep,
when the town catalogs that in, that this got paid,
right.
when they're doing that process, once they said paid, or however you enter that
You'd
in
like proof
officially,
of payment that it happened.
proof of payment went through, and just by a simple email, could just be one sentence. Bill XYZ got paid on this day, done. That's my proof. That's like my stamp.
Do
right?
we send out in that situation, do we send out anything by
No.
paper?
No, their canceled checks would be their proof
Yes,
in that sense.
yeah.
Or they can call us and we can email them a copy of when the bill was entered.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but that involves us have to call your office. It takes time out of your day, just a simple bink, it goes back. I'm just mentioning it just for you to think about, if you could mention it to Rebecca and see what the possibilities are. I think that would be a definite benefit and an aid to your office and to the community and the users of your office. They at least they know it got paid.
And it helps share record keeping, basically, is really the.
But then it also assumes that they have the information to be able to send it to you.
Well, it'll be very simple.
That's a whole nother,
Well, the thing is, we're required to fill out a census every year. Just put your email on it.
Yeah, our accounting software doesn't allow for that, but
No, I get it, but,
maybe down the road it might.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But I just want to mention it because I was thinking about it the other day, I says, well, maybe there's something we should maybe think about, advising or asking if there was a possibility for that. And when Adam kind of asked that question, it says, well, that's a good segue in. But thank you for your answer. Other than that, thank you for what you and your team does for the town.
Thank you.
And again, all the information was very helpful, so thank you for that. And thank you for your answer.
Okay.
So just so you know, I'm not a salesman for the company, but the company I do work for, we'll mail over 100 million pieces of mail a year. And some of the pieces of mail we mail are these bills for a number of different towns and cities in the state. And depending on the type of postage we use for that, we can get some discounts from your average stamp. So maybe I can put you someone in touch with you to see if we can lower the cost there.
So that.
We can print, mail, everything's out of your hands. You just send us the electronic, what you want printed, and everything is done, stamped, and it goes out. And like I said, we do this for a number of different towns, and we may be able to save some money there for the town. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but.
And I will say that that budget line that for postage is for the entire town, not just for my office. But we did just switch deputy collectors, and we only get charged for postage, and he bulks everything together. So we are saving now on that, which we weren't with the old deputy. And the same with outsourcing our real estate bills. I used to do them all myself, and we would have to pay the 70-something cents for each single one, but now they are bulked together. So we do save for real estate and personal property, $250 versus, so it used to be $1,500 I would spend each four times a year.
I know, and postage goes up.
Yep.
Every time you turn around, they jack it up another few cents, and it all adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I think switching to the deputy collectors who now bulk all those mailings together will help with that postage line, for sure.
Yeah, the more you do, the more volume discount you can
Yeah.
get through the post office, actually.
Yeah, and I won't have any data on that until we just switched January 1st. So that big commitment that you guys all just got was with the new deputy collector, Kelly and Ryan.
Okay, so you'll only have a half year of data, really, because fiscal year ends in June 30th, so.
The biggest commitments for excise will already have happened, but
Right.
yeah. And 2 real estate taxes.
Yeah, so it won't be till next June you'll have a full year of data and see how comparable
So the
that is.
FY '28 budget, probably.
This
All right.
may be a naive question, just because excise just came out and I had 3 bills. Is there an opportunity to put them all, does it count per envelope? Like, if we just did them all in one envelope per household, if they're the same address, does that save on postage?
And 1 check, yeah. Oh, you mean group them
Because I got 3
together?
bills with 3, in 3 envelopes, and.
Yeah, I think I got like 10 of them. Between all people.
That's a good question. That's a, yeah.
And anything else that's like that, where there could be multiples, like, could they just be in, because you mentioned the bulking, I'm like, oh, wait a sec, could we just condense them?
Fill the envelope.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
yeah.
probably not like individual.
If it has the same name, maybe, I'd have to look into that.
Yeah.
But I know for real estate, I used to do that, but sometimes it would be same address but different name.
Yeah, these were all the same name in my case, they're all 3, and apparently Adam has 10, so apparently,
Well,
let's have a big
in that
garage.
case,
My
though-
kid, my other kid.
The 10
yeah,
might cost more to mail in one bulk as
Right.
10 individuals.
Yeah, that's fair too, I have no idea the answer, it's just, I figured I'd ask.
May I ask just a quick question of her? My quick question is this: is there a legal standard that you must uphold as it relates to you have to mail a real estate bill, you have to mail an excise bill? You have to mail those, correct?
Yeah, Mass General Law.
Okay, so then how do you justify the fact that I can go online and get that same information online even before I receive the bill? So what's the difference between the two? Even though I can still get it electronically, by law, you still have to mail it to me? Is that the reasoning for it?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
all right, thank you.
Yeah,
That's all
same
I need to
reason.
know.
And the same reason, the stupid reason facsimile machines still exist. Because, yeah, try to communicate with a bank without a facsimile machine, right? It's impossible. They won't accept it. And you think that technology is so out of date, right?
Yeah.
That it'd be vulnerable to hacks and
Yeah.
thieves.
Well, I mean, I know there are some legal things that, you know, I mean, just as an example, if you were doing a will or a trust, you know, with your lawyer, you can't send things back and forth electronically. It has to be physically sent to you by, you know, mail, that type of thing. I was just wondering if these two bills, besides anything else that comes from your office, applies to that same standard. You must mail it. Even though there's options for electronic stuff, but you still have to mail a version of that.
The Mass General Law says we have to mail one,
Okay. Okay.
but, you know, Mass General Laws, it takes a lot to update a law, too.
Oh, no, I get it, no, I just want to understand it, but thank you for your answer.
Yeah, of course.
I just need one big, beautiful law, so.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to start all that. I just didn't want to buy stamps anymore. I apologize.
I'm more than happy.
Anything to follow up?
Come in and see us, you don't have to pay any.
No, the only thing additional I want to say is just, again, thank you for what you and your team do.
Emilio, any follow-up questions?
No, I think we're good. Thank you.
Adam?
Nope.
You started it all. Mark? Alyssa? Okay. Michelle, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you here tonight and explaining all this. And I'll put someone in touch, see if we can save you some money on that postage. Maybe we can bulk it up together and other things.
Okay.
And other than that, really, it's always a pleasure whenever we meet, and
Yeah.
hopefully you're with us a long, long time, because
Thank you.
I think you're a real value to the community. And
Oh, thank you.
I hope that's expressed more often than just once a year at budget meetings. So thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All righty then. So we have exhausted all our agenda items for this evening.
I would like to then make a motion to adjourn at 6:15 PM.
We have a motion to adjourn at 6:15 PM.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Do I hear any discussion? Seeing as there is none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Perfect. Thank you for your time, appreciate it. Thanks to the crew back there, appreciate your time.